I'm already 70, and I'm looking forward to handing over to Lawrence once he's ready.
Hey guys, so Mr. Lawrence Wong has been given the leadership of the 4th generation or 4G. With that, there are many speculations that he is the next Prime Minister. I want to know what you guys think, and so me and the Cityjos are out on the streets getting your opinions on it. Let's go.
Mr. Lawrence Wong is the new leader of the 4G, right? So, and he will likely be the next Prime Minister. Okay, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm not very political, but from my experience and seeing him through the journey, I believe he has grown into the role through trying times, of course. And of course, there will be mistakes, which I think everybody is bound to do. But I think more importantly is there is always the ability to come back from those mistakes, which I think gives us confidence in what he might bring to the table in the future.
I think right. Okay I guess it's still okay, but it's still like the same circle of people.
Well, it does sound like an okay decision, I guess. I mean, I'm not really into politics, so if he's Prime Minister, so be it.
Firstly, I would say very happy for him, yeah, because he seems to be a very responsible and very, outstanding leader. And to be honest, I was really looking forward to if he had more possibility to become the next Prime Minister.
Honestly, we don't have much say lah, but I think okay lah. I think he has a big team to support him as well, so it's not just him, right? So I think, especially during the COVID situation, it seems like he was doing a good job. I think he has a strong team to support him. He has the whole cabinet to support him. If he becomes the Prime Minister, so be it lah.
Trust in the government.
So what do you think are some benefits or problems that may come up with Mr. Lawrence Wong being the Prime Minister?
Well, I think he might have some... people actually have high expectation from our Prime Ministers because we have our very legendary Mr. Lee Kuan Yew and then Goh Chok Tong and PN Lee as well, our current one. So I think he's probably in a hot seat. So anything that go wrong a little bit actually might hit him quite a bit. Yeah, people might actually might make comparisons and stuff like that.
Well, I don't think it's a problem, but I think definitely he has some time ahead for him to prove himself because he's still quite new to this portfolio. I mean, as a minister, he's still quite new to the job. So for him to step up as a Prime Minister, I think he will still need to prove himself, especially to the older generation who will be not so familiar with him and his track record.
I think on the sheer fact that he's definitely the next generation, he's much younger, so he might be able to relook at some of the current challenges that we have with maybe a different lenses, so that might be a new benefit. Yeah.
And what do you think of our next Prime Minister being a Chinese person?
I think, yeah, talking about that, a little bit boring.
Boring!
Because now we have a Malay president. And then, in fact, actually, I was hoping forward, maybe we can have someone from other race or other gender.
Regardless of race, I think we have to look at who's the best man for the job. And I think anybody should be able to do the job as long as they have proven themselves. So I don't think it's such a big matter that he's Chinese, but I think it's important that he must represent the diverse views of all Singaporeans.
Is it because I'm Chinese? It just sounds like a regular election. I mean, everyone is Chinese in the parliament, so yeah.
What's new?
Is that a Xia Pei or something? I don't know. But yeah, actually I would prefer a female one because I always think that female leaders have more softer heart in a sense, They might care for people a little more, less politics and more love and care for the people.
Honestly, my choice, I would prefer Taman because I think he carries himself very well and I think he speaks very well. And he has represented Singapore, I think, in the international stage multiple occasions and he has done a great job at it. But I also understand that he's also approaching a retirement age, so I understand why the team would have chosen somebody with a longer runway, a bit of longevity in his career.
I think Pritam Singh.
Come on. But please don't tell PAP. He speaks better. He will represent Singapore better as the head of
Me.
Why? What will you do?
Make working illegal. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
From our answers, there are a lot of mixed feelings about the questions and no concrete answers. And honestly, to me, the Prime Minister doesn't really matter. It's more of the Parliament I care about. Maybe we don't need the supermajority and instead have more discourse to get our problems to light and maybe solve them. And I want to know what you guys think. Maybe you can share that in the comments. I will check it out. With that said, this has been Cityjos Dharmhik for Singapore One. Goodbye.